Hello, beautiful warrior women. Karen McCoy here, and today I want to talk about a really important subject that has kind of taken parts of the fitness and wellness and body shaping industry by storm, which clearly is outside of acceptable practices and it's not truthful. So, as a truth teller, as a truth seeker, I often get tarred and feathered for my views on certain things, but this is something that I just can't help myself with because I've been hanging around a very long time in this space. I've seen all sorts of changes since the 80s, all sorts of trends and hype and things that are accepted and then not accepted, and then next year is something else, and there's another conveyor belt of diets coming down. And so women are getting confused. And I say that because that's my class of people, women over 40. That's who I deal with. And so the women over 40 are actually getting set back in their goals and their results. One of the things, I will just cover one today, one of the things that is really challenging in setting women back in their body transformation goals and results is this whole focus around bulking and cutting. Bulking and cutting, bulking and cutting. I'm going to bulk for 3 weeks and I'm going to cut for 1 and I'm going to see all the muscle I've built. Then I'm going to bulk for another 90 seconds and cut again for 3 seconds. Okay, ladies, stop it. Okay, just stop it. The biggest heartache around this whole thing is that they are on Facebook pages where there are, I call this the big box Facebook, or big box fitness, if you will. Not just Facebook, it's a lot of people. Big box fitness. There's boutique fitness, and then there's big box fitness, where you're on a forum with 1,000 or 2,000 or 10,000 other people, and you put up a question, and then 10,000 people answer it. Is that going to get you to where you want to be? But it is this massive group momentum that's happening, if that's what you like, and probably you're doing it because you like a lot of input, you want a lot of people to see you, that's cool. However, if you want results, it would do you well to find somebody trained in that coaching space to support you. You do not need 1,000 voices. In fact, it is confusing you. It is not more is better, better is better. So what's happening in women in their 20s, 30s, mostly, some in their 40s, yes, is that there is this new movement of I'm going to bulk, which means build muscle, build muscle, build muscle, eat in a slight calorie abundance, right? And that varies for everybody. And then they're going to either do maintenance where they might still be able to build, but they're not really sure. Again, how do you know if you're in maintenance is a whole other thing, guys. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Then they're like, okay, I've been training for 3 months. Now I'm going to go into a cut, which means decreasing calories, getting rid of some of the body fat so you can see your results. Here's the deal, guys. It takes a long time to build muscle. We are not Houdinis, okay? I don't care who you are. Yes, some women build it faster than others, especially those that might have the genetics, but often those who have never trained before, because that's the newbies' benefit, is their body will build faster, but not as fast as a football player, okay? We don't have the genetics, guys. And so for women, we're lucky if we can put on anywhere from 3 to 8, maybe 10 pounds in the first 1 or 2 years. That's it, right? Anything else is water, excess body weight, etc., etc., etc. So women are in the gym and they're training, and then they want to see all the results. Here's what I say. Don't pull up the plant before it takes root, guys. It takes a long time to build muscle, and every cut, every time you cut your calories, every time you want to go down low in body fat, you are challenging the very muscle that you've grown, okay? Ask any competitor. We know that. We have done it for years, and we will always risk losing some muscle when we have to do a cut for show, because that's just what happens, and it's not perfect, right? So that is why you want to gain muscle, or bulk as you call it, gain muscle in the off season if you're a competitor. And sometimes that's 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, whatever. And then you want to decrease your calories and start trimming off the fat or cutting. And then you go into show. Now, what's happened again, like a lot of things, is a lot of people have taken a sliver from our bodybuilding world and gone, ooh, look at this. Look at what they bulk and they cut. Look how great they look, right? Just like with low carbing, just like with all sorts of different fancy little things, look like creatine. Oh, look, I should take creatine. I'll look like her. It doesn't work that way, guys. Our sport is very extreme. So we will build muscle. I'm telling you, I took 6 years to build muscle before I did my first show, before I dared to take off the weight, because I'm a hard gainer and it takes a while to build muscle. I did not see any results on my body building muscle when I was lifting 4 to 5 times a week. So how much are you lifting? How often? How heavy? Are you working to intensity? Everybody's idea of intensity is very subjective. Just because you're puffing and huffing and grunting and groaning does not mean it's intensity. So there are certain rep ranges. There's certain volume you need to put on the body. How many sets? How many reps? How many days a week? What's the recovery between? All of that stuff matters. But there's this hyper focus on, I'm going to build, and I've been building for 3 months or 6 months or 9 months. Now I'm going to trim it all off so I can see everything. And then I'm going to plan on going on a build again in another 2 months. Guys, just stay with building. Stay with building and you will be much further ahead, because you need to continue to build and you need to train your metabolism and train your biochemistry, your hormonal profiles, which is not just female hormones, it's a whole bunch of other ones, that come into muscle making, if you will, right? And every time you want to decrease and take the weight off so you can see, you are risking the very muscle that you're trying to gain. Not only that, guys, but you need to consider that your body may think of it as a diet. And we know, if you don't know this, let me highlight this for you. When you do diet after diet after diet, your body gets used to that and it starts hoarding. It starts plateauing for longer and longer and longer. You don't want to train your body into plateauing. So don't do a cut and a cut and a cut, because it's a diet and a diet and a diet. That's how your body sees it. For women over 40, this is disastrous. This is where patience has to come in, guys. We have to be patient with the muscle building process. This is part of the mindset that us bodybuilders have, that you can't steal from bodybuilding this time, because you have to develop it on your own. And you have to stay true to the work. You have to stay consistent with your food, consistent with your hard training. And you have to just not go into that obsessiveness around, I got to cut to see what I built. Let me see what I built. No, just stay consistent. Give yourself at least 2 years. At least 2 years. It took me 18 to 24 months before I saw any changes in my body and I wasn't cutting. Guess where I saw it? I saw it in my forearms. That's where I saw it. It's like, okay, this is crazy. And that was how I judged that it was working. So the other thing is, when somebody puts this out on a Facebook page, which I am a part of some of those Facebook pages, right? I look around to see who's doing what, who can I join, who's doing kind of what I'm doing. Not a lot, and there's a lot of stupid stuff out there, but nevertheless, I want to be, those are my people. So I go in there and I see a woman who's put up a before and after of 6 months, and she's saying, darn, I don't see any changes. Do y'all see any changes? Well, 50 people are like, yeah, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. Guys, I'm looking at it and I'm like, no, but it's okay. So I go in there and say, is it okay if I say, as a coach, I don't see any changes, but it's okay. It takes a while. Just stay lifting and eating and doing. Well, I got tarred and feather. Again, it happens a lot. I don't care. I would rather tell the truth. Now, are these people actually lying to this poor girl? I don't think so. Maybe, but I think there is this, oh, how do I say this kindly? this whole new gooey over gooey, you look great, you look great, you look great. Yeah, I see changes here, I see changes here, I see changes here. And I think it might be maybe because they're hoping that the bulk and cut is working for them. And so they're seeing changes that might not be there because they want to see changes, right? Because this whole bulk and cut thing is really cool. Or it could just be that nobody wants to step outside the norm. Nobody wants to be the black sheep. Nobody wants to tell the emperor that he's not wearing clothes. Well, I'm telling you, he's not wearing clothes. And so I put on there, I'm sorry, I don't see any change. However, keep at it, man. Just keep at it. Don't do the cut. Just stay with the, just keep going. People just tarred and feathered me. And I thought, good. At least I'm speaking my truth and saying what I see as a coach of 30 years, as somebody who's done 7 competitions, as somebody who is obsessed with helping women into their best body transformation. I can look at that and go, no, maybe, I mean, there can be a difference in light, a difference in turn, maybe a difference in clothing. It's so subjective, guys. But there was nothing really that said, wow. And that's the thing. That's the point of my whole conversation is you have to give it time. You have to stay patient. And that is the mindset piece. It's a very solitary sport and it's a very private sport where you just have to stay, and there is too much impatience. There's too much changing of the guards. There's too many people just trying to move stuff around to fit their lack of patience in this space. And you really absolutely need to have patience and fortitude and discipline and commitment and consistency over and over and over again, and be okay with that. Because when you're okay with that, you're going to see changes. It might not be on your timeline or on the 2,000 other people in your Facebook group's timeline, but it is your body's way of doing what you're asking it to do when you stay on track. So, forget the bulk and cut. Just build, eat, sleep, hydrate, and manage your stress. And you will be leagues ahead of yourself than if you went through that. Okay? Okay. Leave me comments, throw me hate mail, whatever, guys. It's all okay. Love to hear your thoughts on it. Okay. Ciao.